There is a peculiar tension that arises when someone who has awakened to a certain depth of understanding encounters someone who is still, as we might say, asleep. And by asleep, I do not mean literally unconscious, but rather living in the conventional dream, the collective trance, the agreed-upon fiction that most of society accepts without question. The person who is awake has seen through something fundamental, has recognized something essential, has had the veil lifted in some significant way. And the person who is asleep is still operating within the old assumptions, the old beliefs, the old way of seeing. When these two meet, something interesting happens, and it is rarely comfortable for either party. Let me describe first what occurs in the awakened person. There is, initially, often an impulse to share what has been seen, to communicate the realization, to help the other person see what is now so obvious. This comes from a genuine place of compassion, of wanting to relieve suffering, of recognizing that the other person is trapped in a prison they do not even know exists. It is like watching someone struggle with a locked door while you can clearly see that the door is not locked at all, they simply need to turn the handle differently. But, very quickly, the awakened person discovers something frustrating. The realization cannot be simply handed over. It cannot be explained in a way that will make the sleeping person suddenly wake up. Because the sleeping person is not just lacking information, they are operating within an entire framework of understanding, an entire structure of perception that makes the awakened perspective literally incomprehensible to them. It is not that they are stupid or stubborn or willfully blind. It is that they cannot see what they cannot see. Their very way of looking prevents them from seeing. It is like trying to explain color to someone who has been blind from birth. You can use all the words you want, but the words cannot convey the actual experience. The framework for understanding is simply not there. And so the awakened person finds themselves in a strange position. They can see clearly what the sleeping person cannot see. They can see the suffering that is being created by false beliefs, by identification with the ego, by resistance to what is. They can see the freedom that would come from simply letting go, from simply seeing through the illusion, and yet they cannot make the other person see it. This can lead to a kind of loneliness, a sense of isolation, because the awakened person now lives in a different reality than the sleeping person. They are using the same words, occupying the same physical space, but they are experiencing fundamentally different worlds. The sleeping person is experiencing the world